It's okay to not be okay. It's just not okay to stay that way. One thing I know about emotions is that they change. 1 hour from right now, you will not feel the same way. And I want to encourage you tonight that you might be in your darkest moment. You might be going through hell and high water. It is always too soon to quit. You have a reason to live. God declares your best days are in front of you. Get up. Your future is brighter than your past. Get up. Your ladder is greater than your former. I want to say to every person in this room, get up, because the best is still yet to come. I got a God who works miracles. See, mental illness is sometimes it's hard to detect because on the outside, people don't look broken. You don't see bruises and you don't see scratches and you don't see scrapes, and people don't walk around in a big cast, and so you can't tell with the naked eye. The problem is that there's a malfunction on the inside. And so often the decline looks a lot like my phone, that the first thing that stops happening is that people stop receiving the good things that are coming their way. They can't interpret the blessings of God. They can't receive compliments. They can't receive joy from friends. The second part is that so often those that are depressed, you've been there before, it's like you try to cry out for help, but every time you try to speak up, you can't make a connection. So many times, depression, what it feels like is this, that I'm so afraid to share what's going on the inside because I'm afraid it might destroy you. But just like physical illness, sometimes your depression and your mental illness, it requires you to see a doctor and get treatment, and there is no shame in doing so.
Make a million mistakes. Just quit wasting your energy making the same mistakes. You have to make a decision that I will learn from this thing. So the good experiences and the bad experiences, I'm going to learn from that, and I'm gonna discover the opportunity for me to grow and for me to get better. I'm telling you, I've already made up my mind that I know I will fall down. I know that I will stumble, but I already see myself getting back up. Therefore, I'm never down. I'm either up or getting back up. Can I get a witness at 6 p.m. tonight who's decided, I'm gonna learn?
Life is going to happen, and you're gonna set up a plan, and you're gonna have a vision, and you're gonna hope that it's gonna turn out perfect. But what so often happens in life is that things get burned and things go the wrong way. And it's in that moment that you're gonna have to choose your reaction. Are you just gonna look at the surface of the problem, or are you gonna get deeper into the problem and discover even in the problem, there could be a purpose to your pain, and somehow God could use this thing? Anybody who's ever gone through depression would tell you that it's not just something in your mind, but rather it's something you feel in your body. As much as it's in your head, it's also in your stomach. Having anxiety and depression is like being scared and tired at the same time. It's the fear of failure, but no urge to be productive. It's wanting friends, but hate socializing. It's wanting to be alone, but not wanting to be lonely. It's feeling everything at once, then feeling paralyzing numb. This is a picture of what anxiety and depression at times feels like. Yet what I'm learning more and more in life is that it's fear that causes anxiety. And literally what I've learned in these moments of anxiety is that I have to stop listening to myself and I have to start talking to myself. You need to change your mind, because some of you are thinking about giving up because you're in a season of failure. But just because you failed doesn't mean that God doesn't have a bright future in store for you. It is always too soon to quit. But I want to remind you that failure is not final, it's formative. It is part of the process. It's part of the journey. Your failure matters as much as your success. How do you think you're gonna grow if you don't ever fail? Yet some of you have failed and you have decided, well, guess what? I'm a failure. No, failure is an event. It is never a person. Just because you failed doesn't mean that you're a failure. In fact, failure is actually fuel for your future. The way that you grow, the way that you advance. You have to fail in order to succeed. Like every one of my successes is stacked on top of failures. You need to get a revelation today that the joy is not in the success. The joy is in trying. The joy is in the process. We are trapped in insecurity.
Like we're trapped in it. This idea that we see other people above us, but when we look at ourselves, we're beneath, we're lower than. And it's wild because nothing will hold you back more than insecurity. Make no mistake about it, insecurity kills more dreams than failure ever will. You didn't even try. You haven't failed, you're insecure. And you're calling things failure, but in reality, you didn't even get up off the sidelines and attempt to go.